Welcome to our LinkedIn session today and to all of our LinkedIn followers. Isolated, disconnected, unsure if you're doing a good job, unsure if anybody even cares or is paying attention. These are some of the feelings that employees are experiencing during the work from home era that we live in caused by this pandemic. And these really aren't new revelations and these emotions. They just become larger during the last year and a half. The good news, though, is that there are many ways to create a very different employee experience where they don't feel those things. Hi, I'm David Taliansich, Vice President of Solution Sales at NICE. And today we're going to be talking about something that's going to help out in exactly this area, and it's called gamification. And we're going to talk about what it is, how we approach it, and more importantly, how it can dramatically benefit your organization. Those emotions mentioned above, they really lead to some important and unfortunate impacts to not only the employees, but ultimately to our organizations. I mean, it leads to a lack of overall engagement and connection that they feel with the company. It has, as a result, sort of reduced loyalty both to the company and really sometimes to the brand itself that they're selling. It leads to decreased motivation and their desire to want to do better, be better, and really perform better for your organization. And what this ultimately ties to then is an increase in attrition and the need to keep rehiring new folks. And there's just a better way of going about doing that. And it really comes around to gamification. And we're going to spend some time talking about gamification today, but it's a big word that sometimes you don't always know exactly what it means or what it's trying to apply. And it's not about playing games in the work environment. But gamification is really the application of gaming mechanics to workplace activities. And the concept itself is rooted in human-centered design versus what we would think of as capability-based design. So let's take a step back and talk about that. Human-focused design really optimizes on human feelings and motivations in the overall system in which they work, as opposed to optimizing for pure functional efficiency within a given system. Now, what does all that mean? Let's unpack it. What most of us do in corporate America today is build tools really to design efficient processes, to make the processes easier, simpler, higher quality. And we think about it really from the process perspective. And what gamification does, and as it's tied to this human-focused design, at its heart is all about the game player itself, the employee in this case. And how do we connect to them to ultimately do the kind of things that we want our employees to do in our organization, deliver on the value we're selling to our customers. Now, games and game-like elements have been around to educate, entertain, and engage in all of our operations for an incredibly long time. And if you think about it, contact centers, even large back office transactional operations have been running contests and challenges as a matter of standard practice for decades. There's leaderboards and balloons and points and pizza parties, and there can be an individual or team level. We've been doing it, gamification, without calling it gamification. The difference becomes how it connects maybe into our overall technology and bringing all the performance data and really understanding what motivates employees and using those mechanics to do that. And we all really resonate with gaming mechanics. And again, let's unpack that. What are gaming mechanics? Well, think about any time, you probably all play some kind of game, maybe you have a fitness tracker on your phone where you're able to earn some points. You level up, you advance in something, and it gives you that sense of excitement. In fact, games on the phone are one of those things that are completely optional in our lives. And game designers know they have to make something compelling that pulls people in order to keep them playing. And it's the same concept in the work environment. We use things like having pursuits and challenges that drive the ability to earn badges. And those badges can also lead to points that can be earned, and you can level up along the way to create the sense of a journey of achievement. These are all gaming mechanics that can be tied within an overall performance management solution. And so that's really how NICE thinks about gamification. It is an element in a larger story of what we really think about in terms of performance management. And it really should start with performance awareness and visibility. Employees need to know how they're performing. They feel connected to a company when they have some sense of, are they doing a good job or not? And then understanding what are the behaviors that need to be coached. And so coaching is a very important part of performance management. Training, maybe employee mentorship. These are all levers that we pull in our arsenal of options to drive better performance. And layered in here is also gamification as part of that overall picture that ties it together. And NICE's approach to gamification really is to integrate it into a larger performance management solution that makes it fun and engaging for the employee, where they can do something to earn badges, to level up, to earn points, to take quizzes and tests, to test their knowledge, to prove they know what they're doing. And by doing this, it really ties behaviors that are important to the organization to these challenges that results in ultimately better outcomes for an organization. So that's the thing. Employees will rise to the challenge because they'll want to earn the points. They'll want to have the badges almost as a sign of bragging rights that they've earned something. And it should be tied to a larger program within the organization that communicates these achievements. And it starts getting that connection, whether you're in the office or you're working from home, the ability to feel this way. And the points themselves are really a currency that can be used in a lot of different ways for monetary awards like gift cards or things like that, maybe an iPod or something along those lines. Or they can be used for non-tangible, non-monetary things, a preferred shift bid, the ability to take a day off, maybe an extra long break, maybe a preferred parking spot. I mean, all these things can be things, of course, a preferred parking spot when you're parking your driveway, so what? But the idea becomes when you're in the work office, you have things that can really contribute to giving you a better overall experience. And that's where gamification can tie all of these components in. And so when you think about it, how can gamification help you during this work from home transition period, and quite frankly beyond? Because we are entering into a new era of how do we think about managing and working with a distributed workforce that can be either in the office, can be at home, or a little bit of both. And we need all of our options available to us to really manage that environment the most effectively. And by using something like gamification, it helps to build overall loyalty. It can reduce attrition, but maybe more importantly to each one of your organizations, it can also drive overall operational results. And so it's a win-win-win for the employees in the organization because it ultimately improves that connection between the employee and the culture of your company. Because all of these gaming mechanics that we talked about, badges and points, thematically should be tied to things that are important with the organization and should be a focus on behaviors that are really important to your organization. And by doing that, that connection and the ability to obtain greater loyalty and performance to your employees is dramatically, ultimately improved. So with that, hope that gives you a good sense of gamification, how it can impact your organization. I really appreciate your time today in listening to this. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And for those of you who'd like more information, to learn more about what we can offer, click the link above. And it'll allow you to learn and explore how really gamification and a broad and comprehensive performance management solution can help your organization. Thank you.